A revolutionary. Say whoa. Trap revolutionary. Got the wave of too scary. Doing this thing like Malcolm ain't by any means necessary. We ain't got it by no one seen hand. We got the master plan. Get the move. What's going on, y'all? I want to do a video real quick, man. I actually saw something. It's a number of things that's going on, right? And in this country, mainly black men are a threat to white men, you know, because we have the ability to basically melanate the population of the United States. I just put it like that. That's the best way I put it, you know. White men are basically, you know, they fear that of us, you know, actually wiping out their population, right? So that is why, I mean, that's just a blunt way to put it. That's why black men are marginalized in the way that we are, you know, end up being killed in the way we are and mistreated, you know, right? And so it's pretty much one of two things you can do. You can complain about it, because some people get on here and say we had a victim mentality, right? Some people say that. But if we gear up like we did in the Geechee Gullah Wars.
I'm gonna tell y'all how we got free. Black slaves used to run to the south, and they tell us that we used to run to the north. That's not true. We used to run to Florida, and we set up a military in Florida called the Seminole Gullah Military. And the Seminoles, Indians, as you know, are not a race of people. Seminole means fugitive runaway slaves. So when the Africans that was brought over here clicked up with the Africans that was already over here, they created a military called the Seminole Indians. So this Indian just means black. Like Indian comes from the word indigo, which means you so black you look blue. So even when you say an Indian, you're saying a black person. So the black Indians and the black Africans clicked up because the black Indians knew the ways of the land and the black Africans knew the locations of the slave plantations they used to run from. So they clicked up, and then what they did was they left signs in the woods and in the wilderness for escaped slaves to find them. And then when the escaped slaves would find the Seminoles, they would tell the Seminoles where they ran from, and then the Seminoles would come and slaughter every motherfucking body and free the slaves. So if you watch that episode of Boondocks with Catcher Freeman, that's really real. That wasn't a cartoon. That's really what's happening. So what happened was the Seminole Indians was going to war with the United States government, and it's on documents, on record. We actually beat the Navy, and we beat the United States military in warfare. 400 black men beat 1,200 white men, and we was outgunned and everything, and we beat them, and we only 20 of us died. We killed all of them motherfuckers. So I just want to let y'all know we fought our way out of slavery, and I'm gonna cap it here and let you throw the question. So boom, slaves would escape from plantations and run to the south. And then we would keep growing our army like that as we double back on where they left from. And then we fought our way all the way to Louisiana, you know, central, you know, the Midwest, all the way up into Canada. And what happened was white people that weren't slave masters, they was like, yo, these niggas is coming through here slaughtering the whole town. So y'all gotta end this slavery shit, because they killing motherfuckers.
Like it's getting real.
Yeah, they not asking no questions. They just coming through murking everything. And,
I love it.
Yeah, and they like, yo, end this shit. So white people put pressure on Abraham Lincoln, and then Abraham Lincoln signed that approximate. But the reason I'm telling the story like that is because I don't want y'all to think a nigga who owned slaves just woke up one day and was like, oh, y'all can be, that's not what happened. So to give you the proper analogy as I pass it back to this goddess, imagine right now if niggas said, yo, the next police murder, we murking everything. And niggas just started running through this whole country, banging shit. White people would get on the phone and they would say, yo, y'all gotta do something. So I'm not saying we should do that.
I know, we're not promoting that.
Yeah, that's how we got free. So ain't no white man never set us free. Because if that's the truth, why we ain't free today? We're not free. So we got free because a nigga like me said, fuck that. And we finna run through these bitches. And every time a slave escaped, we would ask them, nigga, where you come from? And niggas would get about 100 deep and go kill everything on that motherfucker and free the slaves. Those that wanted to join our army could. Those that didn't, nigga, go do you. And they got deep as a motherfucker. And so this is why, you know, the story of the Indian Wars, those are actually the Gullah Wars. So that's what they're not telling you.
The Gullah Wars.
The Indian Wars, aka the Indians versus the Cowboys and Frederick Jackson. Because people don't know, Frederick Jackson was appointed as the military general by Abraham Lincoln specifically to dismantle the Gullah warriors. And
like to infiltrate?
No, to destroy us because we was murking shit. So Abraham Lincoln was like, yo, I'm going to appoint you as my top general to go to war with these niggas. And so all of them wars that you read in history class and they tell you they was Indian wars. No, those was black people saying fuck slavery wars and we gonna murk anything. So I just want y'all to know the real history. And so this is why now y'all see why when they created the Indian reservations, they allowed white people to sign the Dow's rolls for the $5 and act like they was us. And this is why they call us African Americans, because they don't want us to realize that, yes, some of us came from Africa, but most of us was already here. And if they tell you that we was already
Wait, can you say that? Wait, I need you to repeat. Some things I want you to repeat because they need to sink in. Say that again.
Yes, most of us came from Africa. I mean, some of us came from Africa, but most of us was already here. And they don't want to tell us that. Because if they do, not only do they got to answer the questions of who the fuck is them people on the Indian reservations getting these checks that we supposed to be getting, they got us living in the ghetto and living in projects, and you got Indians on the Indian reservation, 4 people in the house, each of them getting $100,000 check a month, and that's our check. So you've been giving these motherfuckers our money all this time. You've been giving these motherfuckers our casino money all this time, and you got us living in the ghettos. And really, that's our bread. So not only do they got to answer for that, now they got to explain to us who the fuck gave them permission to set a country up on our land. So that's why they really call us an African American. And that's why I'm not with all that. I'm black. And the reason I say I'm black is because our ancestors always acknowledged us as black. Kush means land of the black. Naga, black divinity. Indian, indigo, black. Black. And anywhere we go, they call us black. So...
and smash down on this racist element, then y'all be crying and screaming bloody murder. So, we try to come at it in a way of, you know, being diplomatic, right, and not just like going the fuck off and really just like fuck everything. You know what I'm saying? We finna go to war because y'all bullshit, right? We try not to do that because we have mothers, we got brothers, you know, we got sisters, you know, sons and daughters, you know what I'm saying? But if and when we ever decide to say, man, we're not trying to hear we not trying to hear it no more, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? And y'all out there talking about, oh, we playing the victim game and we victims. We just have been chilling. You know what I'm saying? But it's too much going on. Nolan Wells, just read about the young brother Khalil Simmons, 17, you know, killed up here. What is it, South Carolina? Yeah, South Carolina. You know, 2 younger white boys and murdered him, and then their parents try to cover it up. Jared Marsh and Larisi, what's with Tyler Larisi? You know, Jared Marsh was 18, Tyler Larisi 17. Then the Terry Alexander and Brian Alexander, I guess their parents tried to help them cover it up. So I am you know, just it's like enough is enough, man. And that's not even the only case. We talking about from the spectrum of people getting kidnapped. Wayne Williams in Atlanta, all them little boys in Atlanta. That was like what 1979, 1980. They done kidnapped boys, you know, saying blamed it on a man. Say he was a known pedophile, blamed it on him. Never did do a DNA test. You know what I'm saying? But the whole plot is to kill and to stymie young black men. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said in the beginning of the video, we have the ability to wipe out the population without, because we melanated with our genes. You know, so that's what's going on over here. You know, and it's been a dedicated effort to do that. But like I said, if I get on here and say something, speak about it, and y'all can see, like I'm really being calm about it. But if we really say enough is enough, that's what y'all really fear. But y'all will get on here saying we playing victim about this, what's going on. But if we totally clamp down and say, I tell you what, don't worry about it. We got something for you. And you really see us come out like that, the true, like, we just like, hey man, you know, that true warrior spirit come out of us. Y'all don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. And then, like I said, you're going to be screaming bloody murder. You're going to be screaming, oh, y'all playing victim. You be screaming bloody murder. You know, so you know, that's what it is. You know, we try to control that because, like I said, we got family members and, you know, we trying to just be diplomatic about it. But, you know, and it may come a time for that to where we have to just say, man, enough is enough. We're not, hey, man, family, we love y'all, but we got business to take care of. Because it's not going to stop until we just say, hey, okay, this is what y'all wanted. So we're going to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, man, it's ridiculous. TJ Davis, this lady lost her son, Sarah Davis. She been screaming about it. I think this happened in 2021. She been screaming about, hey man, my son, just like Nolan Wells, son say he was drowned. And I don't believe it was a drowning, but the police just pretty much dismissed her. She's like literally online, just, you know, like been going off online.
Good morning, this is Shira, TJ's mom. I just wanted to hop on here. I know a few of the followers have been asking where I've been. I'm struggling. I've had a few breakdowns. My birthday is January 18th. So that's coming up and that's kind of hard. Sign the petition. Share the petition on all social media platforms. I appreciate it. The reason why I haven't been on is because it's just been very hard. It's been very hard just to even go to work. But I've been working. So we keep fighting. And part of that fight is signing the petition. So please, I would appreciate it.
Online, yeah, Mississippi River. His body was recovered in Mississippi River. Let me see, from the Mississippi River, August 29, 2021. She said they didn't do no investigation. Police pretty much dismissed, closed the case. You know, but she says she doesn't believe it. You know, doesn't believe that he drowned. You know, so you know, I believe he was same similar situation, had family members or his friends or something like that he was with, and saying that, you know, he accidentally drowned. That's what they said. But then his mother been fighting, let's say actually years, yeah, to have his death investigated more thoroughly. She raised money for a second autopsy and organized protests while calling for justice. You know, but this, like I said, they kind of, from what I understand, they're putting her off and not even really investigating it. You know, she's trying to raise money and everything, but yeah, it's similar to Nolan Wells. You know, it's some other cases, like I said, there's same thing. This is going on. You know, actually even reading some people saying that their friends have been killed. Some people are just now coming on it and have been around, you know, all white people and then end up dead. You know, so, you know, it's another brother. I just seen that there's a brother, I can't remember his name. He went to a cabin with, I believe it's maybe in Idaho, somewhere, some South Dakota, somewhere, and end up, friends said he was acting weird and shot him 9 times, killed him, and they didn't get charged. They didn't get charged with nothing, you know. So it's just too much going on like this, and it keeps going on, you know. And so, like I said, man, it's gonna come to a point to where we're gonna have to just say enough is enough and put an end to it. That's the best way I can explain it, because it's no way that it's this pattern, it can continue to go on. You know, because if it can happen to them, it can happen to me. If it happened to me, it can happen to you. It can happen to your son, your father, you know what I'm saying? Your brother, cousin, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Your daughter, you know, mother, you know. So yeah, it's gonna come to a point that's what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not getting on here just talking to be talking or talking crazy. You know, I told my brother about this today. I'm like, man, this is what happened. I, sent him some in regards to the Geechee Gullah Wars. You know, I said, this is pretty much, showing him this is what happened. This is what had to happen to really stop slavery. You know, because other words, we were still being in slavery. You know, had it not been for the Geechee Gullah Wars. You know, people think, and I said this in a prior video, people think that we just, one day Abraham Lincoln decided to free us out of slavery, and then we didn't come here in Texas to find out we were free from slavery until June 19th, 1865. He already signed the Emancipation Proclamation in April of 1863. I think April 1st, 1863, or January 1st of 1863. But it was the Geechee Gullah Wars that we started fighting back, like so much so to where, in killing slave masters and freeing our people off plantations, to where Abraham Lincoln, where white people got at Abraham Lincoln like, hey, you got to put a stop to slavery. There's too many people being killed. They running through the South and done came up here down to the north and they slaughtering people. So you got to put an end to it. And that's what happened. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. A pattern has to stop. An example has to be set. And we may have to set it. And it's not me just get on here just talk about it, just say anything and just be tripping about it. But at the same time, some things have to be done to set the record straight. Because you cannot allow somebody to brutalize you year after year, centuries after centuries, and you just accept it. Because you know why? The pattern will continue if you do accept it or you put an end to it. So it's like, man, it's sad, man. It's sad. It's sad, and it has to stop. It has to stop. You know what I'm saying? It has to stop. So, I would say that, what I'm saying? Yeah, Peter Bernardo Spencer, 29-year-old, Black Jamaican immigrant living in Pittsburgh area. So he accepted an invitation from a former white coworker to spend time in a remote cabin in Rockland Township, Pennsylvania. Hours later, he was found dead outside the cabin with 9 gunshot wounds. And this, I'm not even saying friend. This evil person said that he was acting weird, and you shot him 9 times. It's nothing to justify that at all, But it's too many of our people being killed, man, like this in these forms, and nothing is done about it. Or it's saying it's an accident, it's a suicide. Somebody was acting weird. Same thing with the police. Oh, I fear for my life. And you kill somebody and they don't even have a weapon. So this is what I'm saying. It's got to stop, And for people out there keep on saying, oh, we a victim. We not no motherfucking victim. Because like I said, if we ever decide to smash down, and say enough is enough, and we're going to give y'all what y'all want, and we decide that, we put in our hearts and decide that, it's over with. Let that sink in. But I'm going to go on here and get up off here, y'all. I just had to get on here and say that. To all my people, all my family, the ones that support, that love what I'm talking about, that show me love, I love y'all. But I'm going to get up out here, man. I hope y'all doing well out there. You know, living life for the love and happiness. You know, doing well, man. You know, doing great. You know, and being great. You know, strive for greatness every day. But to the next one, y'all, I love y'all. All right, y'all.
Fuck it, go ahead and blow off the dough. Step through the maze, man, and became amazing. About to rewrite history and change a page in a crooked book that never told us the true story. Like how we were kings and queens before the slave story, before the killing, stealing, and drug dealing on some real shit. We ran the world.